Salvete discipuli. In today's lesson, we will study a lengthy and grammatically complicated sentence in which Caesar will explain how he gives orders crucial to dealing with the problem he has with his naval landing. Okay, so to set the stage again, Caesar is approaching the shores of Britannia and he has a real problem. He is being opposed by forces that are already firing at them. Their boats are not able to come close enough to effect this naval landing very safely. Caesar has to respond. And so, in this very lengthy sentence, which is in fact a complete grammatical sentence, Caesar is going to act. Okay? I'm going to read the whole sentence out loud, and then we're going to break it down. Quod ubi Caesar animad vertit, naves longas, quarum et species erat barbaris inusitatior et motus ad usum expeditior, Paulum removeri ab onerariis navibus, et remis incitari, et ad latus apertum hostium constitui, atque inde fundis, sagitis, tormentis hostes propelli, ac submoveri usit. Okay, so just take a look at this before we break in. There's actually only two true sentences. You've got animad vertit and you've got usit. Okay, these are the actual only two sentences. And in fact, this first clause, quod ubi Caesar animad vertit, this is basically going to set the stage. All the rest of this is going to be that Caesar ordered. Now, what he ordered was things to be done, okay? This is going to be accomplished with passive infinitives. He ordered things to be done, okay? And all of these passive infinitives are all hinging on usit. He ordered this to be done, that to be done, etc. Okay, so just to remind you how that works, we had a sentence recently using usit and a passive infinitive. Remember the sentence, the bridge which was at Geneva. What did Caesar do to that bridge? He ordered the bridge, okay, usit pontem. What he ordered it was not to do, but something to be done. He ordered the bridge to be broken down, rescindi, okay? So in microcosm, this sentence really is the same as this one right here, okay? So let's dig in. Quod ubi Caesar animad vertit. Which thing, okay, so quod here does not mean because, it is the neuter singular relative, which thing. And the thing is just all the stuff when Caesar noticed it, okay? And it's really more than one thing, but it's just the thing being referred to is the fact that this naval landing is running into some serious trouble, and Caesar's going to have to bark some orders in response to all the problems. So, which thing, when Caesar noticed it, what did Caesar do? He ordered, okay? So when Caesar noticed this, he ordered, and the first direct object of usit is the naves longas. I'm sure you can make a good guess. That means the long ships, okay? What did he order the long ships? Removere, you can take a wild guess. It means to remove, but this isn't removere, this is removeri. This is the passive infinitive. So not to remove, but to be removed or moved back. Okay, that's really what this means. The prefix re can mean to do something again, or it can mean to do something backwards. So in this sense, it literally is to move back, but it's where we get to remove from. So he ordered the long ships to be moved back paulum, a little, okay? Where did he order them to be removed a little from? Ab onerariis navibus, from the cargo ships, okay? We get the English adjective onerous, okay, meaning something that is heavy. Onerous, heavy, meaning cargo ships. So these are the ships that theoretically are going to be bringing the supplies. After they have their beachhead, then these ships are bringing the supplies. Now, before, however, Caesar told us everything about what he ordered to be done to those longships, he included a relative clause telling us more about those longships, okay? He said, quarum, of which, talking about those longships. Now, we've got et and coming up, okay? So this is going to be a both and. And if you look at the structure, there's another sign that these are two parallel clauses, because look at that IOR, look at that IOR. Okay, so these are the comparative forms, something more something. So of which something is both something and something, okay? Both and. Now, species means appearance, okay? So both the appearance of which, now I'm moving just logically, I'm moving the quarum kind of into the middle here. Both the appearance of which was, erat, it was inusitatior, it was unusual to the barbarians, okay? And the motus, okay? The motus is the movement or the motion, again, of which was more unencumbered, okay? So these longships are actually, they're well suited for what he's saying. So these are more unencumbered for use. The movement was more unencumbered for use, ad usum. Okay, so again, to look back at this whole sentence here, what we've just covered is right up into here. Okay, we've just covered this information. Okay, so which thing when Caesar had noticed it. And again, we're grabbing the usit from way down here to make sense of this. Okay, so he ordered the longships. Okay, he ordered them to be moved back. Okay, but before he gets to that, once he says the word longos, he goes into this relative clause. The appearance of which was more unusual to the barbarians, and the movement of which was more unencumbered to use, to be moved back a little from the cargo ships. Okay, so now on to the next clause. This is an additional clause still hinging on usit, okay? So he ordered, still understood longships, okay? He ordered them incitare, means to propel, so the passive infinitive would mean to be propelled. He ordered them to be propelled remis, with oars, okay? Now, they probably sailed across the English Channel using sails, but now that they're getting close, they want to control the motion of the boat more, so oars is going to do the trick. So he ordered them to be propelled with oars. And he ordered something else. He ordered, understood again, the longships, he ordered them. Constituere means to position or to make something take its stand, but this is the passive infinitive, to be positioned, okay? He ordered the longships to be positioned where? Ad latus apertum hostium. If latus means side, and the past participle apertus, to open, mean the opened side, in military terms, think for a moment, what do we call like the side of the enemy if you're talking about like a position of soldiers? We call it the flank, okay? So he ordered the longships to be positioned at the open flank of the enemy, okay? And now he's going to conclude atque, and then the final things he orders to be done. He ordered the enemy from there. Hostes is the direct object now of usit. He ordered the enemy inde, from there. If propellere means to drive back, it also means like to propel. Again, passive infinitive, to be driven back. Okay, what are they to be driven back by? These are the ablative plurals, ablative of means or manner. These are the thing that he orders the enemy to be driven back with: slingshots, sphundis; arrows, sagitis; tormentis, catapults. Okay, so he's ordering this barrage of missile attacks, all kinds of things to be sent, so the enemy are going to be driven back. Okay, and one more thing: submovere, to drive away; submoveri, to be driven away. Okay, so again, this was an amazing and complex sentence. It really was, in the end, usit as the main verb he ordered. Really, there were only two objects that he ordered something to be done. Almost all of it was stuff that he ordered to be done to the long ships, and that's to kind of protect them and get them in position. And then the other thing he finally ordered to be done was to the enemy, that they would be driven back and driven away with all of these weapons. Okay, there's the whole sentence for you to study. It really is a remarkable example of Caesar's prose. Okay, the only questions you'll be asked in Socrative are some of the grammatical things that you saw me kind of draw your attention to.